Enter madman, stage left. The audience rises and holds their breath. They let the vampires into their house, pretend they don't see when the teeth come out. Put a band-aid on their throat. No one wants to rock the boat, and no one wants to talk about it. You're not supposed to talk about it. The curtain rises and the players come out. Webs of light spinning from their mouths. Start looking, listen for a little while. Attention to the men behind the curtain. Just look away when you see the blood spurting down to a steady drip. I promise to leave you a little bit. I'll be back for another drink tomorrow. I love the taste of your terror and your sorrow bathing in your blood. It's never enough. But no one wants to talk about it. It's safer not to talk about it. I cut my strings, no more bowing to the masters. I tried to run, but they only came faster. Now I stand my ground. I ain't backing down. Silver bullets in my pistol, in my holster. My will is strengthened and my confidence is bolstered. Don't test my resolve. Don't test my resolve.
Hello and welcome to the Iron Mountain Hour. My name is Cliff. I'm joined by Tim and Dustin. It's like 10:05 p.m. here in Carter County, Tennessee. It's not Monday. It's Sunday. May the 22nd, 2022. We got a lot of those twos up in here again. They just keep popping up, those old builder numbers, the 22s.
Is it 22?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Checked out.
I think it is anyway. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's right. You all right, Dustin? You hanging in there?
It's not yet, May 22nd.
Yeah, we're not fancy enough to have a cough button here, so we just kind of have to deal with it. Dustin must have got choked on his energy seltzer over there. Went down the wrong pipe for him. Hey, I hope you joined us last week, and if you didn't, check out that video. It was a pretty cool one. What did we do last week?
What did we talk about last week? You talking about Wednesday or Sunday?
Yeah, we were going to talk about I was talking about Sunday. We were going to talk about the secret city because we were talking about CERN and the Mandela effect. And the secret city of
Blood moons and tarot and the rest of it. That's what we talked about last time.
the secret city was supposed to come up because they have a linear particle accelerator, like a neutron accelerator there. And we're going to talk about a little bit about that tonight in the secret city of Oak Ridge and how it took place. It was big part of the Manhattan Project. Basically, it was ran out of there. So that's somewhere real close to us. We're here in Carter County, Tennessee. If you are just joining us and you don't know exactly where we're at, we're called the Iron Mountain Hour because our studio is located here in the middle of the Iron Mountain that runs from like Virginia, like Damascus, Virginia area down over through Tennessee and into North Carolina. And we had some viewers that were, I think her name was Christy, who was on the other side of the Iron Mountain, on the other side of the state line from North Carolina. So it's nice to have some people that are in our area tuning in with us and checking in. And I'd love to have you all join the conversation. Like the videos, that really helps us get them out to more people. If you share them and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we're live. Here's a spoiler alert. It's going to be every Sunday and most Wednesdays, 10 p.m.
Probably some
live.
Saturdays.
Yeah, we're going to be throwing some in. Really, we've talked about it before. We could do a daily show if we're doing news and current events a lot of times, and there's just so much that happens that we could hit that is related to the things that we've been talking about, that we could really do a daily show and still not come close to being able to cover everything that I'd like to cover. So with that in mind, tonight we're going to start with a few of the stories that we're going to have a little bit. Our Wednesday shows are our news and current events roundup, but I do want to hit a few stories that are related to some of the stuff we covered last week and weeks before that. So, and I don't even have this one, man, the one I meant to do, but let's start on this one. We got the study explores Amtrak service to Bristol, Tennessee. Now, Amtrak's the government-funded railroad system that goes across, passenger rail, that goes across the whole country. And particularly from Washington, D.C., that's like one of their busiest areas. I think old Joe Biden was like famous for riding the Amtrak. That's one of his, things that he's trying to show that he's one of the people is that he rode the Amtrak.
Well, he himself did say, I will whore myself out. So he'll
That's
do
right.
anything.
Yeah, he did.
His words, I'll whore myself out. So he'll do anything. He'll ride the Amtrak. He'll even ride with us back in coach, folks.
If you didn't catch, if you don't know what Tim's talking about, Biden when he was a young senator, he basically did. He literally said that. Yeah, he went to Congress and said, "Yeah, they told me when I was, you're too young, come back." And I said, "Well, I'm ready to whore myself out to whoever." So
they say, "Come back when you're 40," and here I am ready to whore myself out. He literally said the words "whore myself."
Yeah, and we don't really want to get into the other things that he literally said about racial jungles and certain words that shall not be named that he used famously. Yeah, we'll leave that aside. And
you can research it up yourself and give your own self a reason to hate him.
Yeah,
or at least laugh at him like the clown that he is.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people. A lot of these like mainstream talk shows and things like this, news commentators, I really feel like they do a disservice because they're like, oh, Joe Biden, he's such a dumbass. He's so terrible at running the country. It's like, no, dude, he told us he was going to screw the shit up on purpose. So our energy prices would go up, so we would get off of carbon. I mean, he basically told us straight up in his campaign speeches that that's what he's going to do. And if you think Joe Biden is the one actually calling the shots, well, we got a bridge over here we can sell you, or some oceanfront property right here in Middle Tennessee or East Tennessee. So, you can look that stuff up but I guess basically.
Cliff. Yeah, plant.
That's right. Already. I'm the doppelganger. Yep. Yeah. You notice my the only difference you can tell is that my tooth is messed up on the wrong side. See, I'm smiling. You can't see my tooth is messed up.
They get the subtle difference wrong.
That's right.
You're in quick.
I know this is off topic, but might be a good idea for a topic for us to do one week. I'm a part of a group on social media. It's like Appalachian Americans, and the group is being flooded with new people. Mm-hmm. Just people from around the area moving in. Or from around the country moving in.
Yeah.
And I thought what might be interesting would be kind of like what's new to Appalachia to kind of give a lot of these people a heads up. Like, I got to thinking when I was in Virginia a couple of weeks back about how many people had recently moved there that I was meeting, and how none of them know what hogweed is, which is something we talked about way back in the early episodes, and how that stuff will mess you up. So anyway, we can put a pin in that and set it for another episode. But welcome to Appalachia episode. It'll be an interesting one, I think.
Well, I think it's funny. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and we talked on several episodes about some of the things that they're trying to do in our local area, like in Carter County here. They're looking to build the water park. They're doing the casino over in Bristol. They're doing lots of stuff to try to draw in these new people and make them feel welcome. And I'm kind of the mind, I'm like, I think most of the people that move here are moving here because they like the way that we kind of have these things. So in adding these new attractions and trying to make it a tourist town in order to invite new people, I think you're really missing what's going on, missing why people are coming here. I mean, we've had an explosion in people moving in. Look at Johnson City. How many like townhouses and apartment building complexes they're building? I mean, new houses everywhere. And we talked on this show. We've been pretty much steady in population here in Elizabeth and Carter County since 1980.
Well, remember they've been talking about in Carter County about there was a real crisis of where all our kids going because lots of people just moved out.
We got Catfight Paradise giving us a chat here. I'm having a hard time reading
Norwegian trolls.
Same with the Norwegian trolls. Yeah, we had a request to talk about Norwegian trolls and on the channel, and I have a friend who's kind of into that, but I don't know if he'd be willing to come on the show. So maybe I'll talk with him and see if we can get him to come on with us and tell us a little bit more about that. He listens to a lot of he's pretty into it and listens to a lot of like troll metal and like Norwegian, there's like Finn troll and there's a whole group, a whole subset of like European or Norwegian black metal that's like full troll folklore. So I do know a guy who's pretty into that stuff. It'd be nice to
say Finn. It's like Finn's troll, black metal with a fucking tuba.
Yeah, we down with some episodes about stuff like that.
Yeah, so we had a request to do that, and like I said, I'll see if I can get him on here, and if not, maybe he can fill me in on some stuff enough to where I can research a little bit and know enough to at least host a show where folks like Catfight Paradise can chime in and tell us the stuff that we don't know. That's ultimately what we want from this show, is for people to tune in and give us their thoughts and opinions, and I really want it to be, I mean, I've said it before, it's going to be what me and Tim and Dustin are interested in talking about. So
that doesn't mean you can't yank us way off topic.
Exactly. That's right. And we'd love to have your ideas on the topic, and we're interested in hearing what you'd like to hear about too. Ultimately, we're going to do what we're interested in. But if you give us something to talk about that we're interested in, then hey, we might do that.
Troll Hunter.
Troll Hunter is a great movie about troll. Yeah. Yep.
That is a good movie.
Did you ever see the other what are they? I think they're just called Troll.
Troll 2 was
Troll
the biggest
1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Troll 2 was one of those cult ones because it was so bad it attracted a big fan base, and I don't know if I'll be honest, I don't know enough about this troll stuff y'all are talking about, how the dimensions being pieced together. I know about Troll 2 only because I'm into things that are awful.
Did you ever see that Metalocalypse where they revive the great troll over there and like have to sing him back to sleep
or something?
Yeah, I forget. But they had to play acoustic instruments to lull him back to slumber, and then they did it in their own death clock way. Which, those guys...
Or grandpa's guitars.
A lot of people, Troll 2 is a classic. Yes, it is. If you like Troll 2, check out Survival Island Pinata. I think it's Survival Island 2 Pinata. I think you'll enjoy that too. Has its own documentary about Troll 2. Cool. Thank you for that, Catfight Paradise. Yeah, so we got a lot of different topics that we can get into. I mean, unlimited amount, basically. It's hard to come up with something that we want to talk about every week because there's so many things to choose from. But this week, we decided to talk about the Secret City. So we'll get into that here in just a minute. But first, I want to go over a few stories for the folks in our area. We talked about the Amtrak service. Actually, this was not really about... I guess that's really the only
Amtrak
local one.
Okay, well... It would connect DC. Is there any other way? Is there any other place that would be connecting Bristol with this Amtrak here?
Well, they're talking here that they did a study from the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation, and they're looking at it already goes to Lynchburg and Roanoke, so they're looking to extend that down to the New River Valley area by 2025. And I imagine you know, if with the casino coming in and we do have that rail line going into, I don't know really how many people use the rail line, but
I'm also interested. Like, so it already, is it like a back and forth sort of thing, and they're just looking to extend its reach?
I think pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a nationwide rail system. I think I've heard that it operates at a loss, that it's not really profitable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a government funded rail system.
As long as things like that are actually doing the service that they're intended to do, I'm all for using our money for stuff like that. It's just it doesn't go where it's supposed to go. We got to figure out if spiders spinning webs in outer space is necessary. What's up, Sean? Michael Crow's back in the
What's
chat.
up, Michael Crow? Awaken
Sean Harrington says something's buffering. I hope it's not us.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and
I think it
was?
Wait, hold on.
Drop that frame rate and see what
I'm
happens.
gonna go ahead and start recording the episode just in case. That way we can put it on after the fact. Our internet's loud and clear, so it must be a YouTube thing, and it's
Again.
Yeah, I mean, we've got good communication here between all our cameras are running on Wi-Fi, and I can see on my screen we're not dropping any frames.
Let's see if I drop mine.
So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, you guys can stay with us. If not, we will re-upload this video after we get
Looks like
done.
it's working again.
Well, it'll go. It'll keep going. I have a theory that maybe.
Hey, Sean, thanks for joining us.
And
He
thanks
said he
for
got his
letting
time
us-
machines all messed up.
And thanks for
Time-
letting us know the buffering.
I said time machines without even thinking about it. It just popped out of my mouth. I got my time zones all messed up. We were talking about the Mandela effect, and I was talking to I was did some grocery shopping today. I was talking to a couple of kids that were working at the front stand, bagging and cashiering. They looked like they were, in their, late teens, early 20s. And we were talking about the Mandela effect. It was pretty funny because they knew what it was, but I was talking about some of the examples of it that we mentioned last week, and it made me feel it made me feel really old because they weren't around for a lot of that stuff, but they did know what the
Yosemite
Mandela
Sam,
effect
what's
was.
that?
Yeah. Dude, I have Yosemite Sam on my bank account or my debit card, and I get so many comments on that. People are like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Have you seen the video where Theo Vaughn makes Bill Burr feel old because he tries to make a reference and he's like, "No, I'm sorry, I really don't know what that show is." And I think it was like Daisy. It was like one of those was like Dick Van Dyke, one of those ones that came out at the same time as Patty Duke.